What's up, everyone? It's X-Wing Pilot from Server 289, back with another edition of the real top 5 generals in Evony. Today I'm going to be going over the Siege general pairs, and before I do that, I do want to apologize. I did have this video up previously. An error was found on my sheet, so I corrected it and pulled the old video down. Hopefully no one made any changes between then and now. Anyway, let's go ahead and get started here. So I'm going to move over to the K35 buffs. You'll notice I'm using T13 Siege stats. That's because T13 is the typical Siege tier that's used in big Siege rallies. And looking at the top ranks, we have Zuka, Philip, Palace, John Hunyadi, and John Churchill at the top 5. And the big surprise to everyone is probably going to be this Isabella with the dragon as the best possible assistant to all 5 of those generals. The reason for that is she does have quite a bit of march size with that dragon. So if you're looking for something to do with your Jawzar, you may have found it. Now let's move over to K40, and you will see John Hunyadi has taken over as the #1 general. Isabella with the dragon is still the #1 assistant to the same top 5 generals that were in the K35 buffs. But the difference here is that Isabella can bring in the highest possible attack, but only by a little bit. And if you look at Kleos, his overall buffs are significantly higher. So he is arguably the better general, but I'm ranking these by attack right now, so she comes in at #1. Let's move over to K45 here. We do have the same 5 generals, but John Hunyadi is now significantly in the lead as the #1 possible general. And Palace, Zuka, Philip, and John Churchill make up the rest of the top 5. Kleos now is also solidly in first place as the best possible assistant. Isabella is still viable, but you will lose quite a bit of defense and HP by using her, and the attack difference is very minimal. I do have one pair highlighted here, John Churchill with Kleos. They're highlighted because they have one of the higher possible rally capacities, and this is a common pair for rally setters at the bigger keep level. But if you scroll down here and look at Kleos with John Churchill, they do have a higher potential rally capacity at 80,980,000 troops, but quite a big difference in overall buffs for that pair. So if you know me, I like to have this debate: march size versus buff per troop, or troop stat per troop. So here we are looking at 1,051,000,000,000 attack power with this pair, and on the John Churchill Kleos pair, 1,063,000,000,000. So about 12 to 13 billion attack power difference. If you do the math on the extra half of a march that you're going to get from that rally capacity difference, you'll know that the lower pair here will actually generate a higher possible attack for your rally. You just have to sacrifice with your setter a little bit. So let's look at the top 5 overall. Once again, at K35, Zuka, Philip, Palace, John Hunyadi, and John Churchill, with Isabella, Napoleon, and Kleos working for all 5 of those, and Isabella being the best. At K40, we have John Hunyadi, Palace, Zuka, Philip, John Churchill, with the same generals. Isabella's still in #1, but Kleos climbing into the top, and around the max buffs of the K40 is where Kleos starts to shine. If you're a new K40, Isabella is still the better assistant. At K45, on your way up to K45, John Hunyadi with Kleos is the #1 pair by far. And we still have Palace, Zuka, Philip II, and John Churchill, all with Kleos as the #1 assistant, Isabella with the dragon as the #2 assistant, and Napoleon, the old Napoleon, as the #3 assistant. So that's it for this video. If you do like my content, please make sure you subscribe and stay tuned for the upcoming Mounted Generals video. And after that, I do have some other videos I'd like to produce for you guys. So hope you enjoy it. Other than that, have a good day, and take care all.